Hello Aries, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, my friends. How are you? Welcome to the weekend. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. So I'm here with a couple of oracle decks. We are going to look at what has changed for you, or what's coming up for changes since we had the full moon eclipse, which was a very important time, and it was setting the stage for the next long while for you. So since it was affecting the mutables and the cardinals, you are a cardinal sign, Aries, and so you are one of the people that it affected the most. So if you were feeling stuck, I don't think you'll feel stuck much longer. This is a really doozy but a cathartic full moon, and let's get to it. So I've got the Journey's End Oracle and Moonology. Let's get at it. We're going to use these, and then we're going to throw some tarot at it, find out what's going on for you in the week ahead. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Now, whenever you find this, it is always going to be for the week ahead, whether you find it today, tomorrow, or next year. Let's find out what's coming up for Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aries, please. All right. Tell me about Aries. We've got prosperity lies ahead, a new moon in Taurus. I like it. So it looks like you are going to, I feel like you're going to be grounding yourself a little more. You're going to be slowing down, Aries, I want to say. You're going to be slowing down, and I think that's, you know, the effects of not only just coming out of Virgo season, but going into Libra season. It feels like things are going to be moving slower. Prosperity lies ahead. Whatever it is prosperous, and I feel like you're going to be slowing down just a little bit, I think. We do have balance, spirituality, and practicality. I think that's great advice. We do have a full moon in Pisces right there. So we are talking about the full moon in Pisces. So I feel like this is a time to find balance, like it says, between spirituality and practicality. And this is telling me about practicality, right? This is Taurus energy. So I feel like this full moon in Pisces was a time for you to let go of things that might pull you off path or have you chasing things off into the distance. I feel like this is a time for what's going to be changing for you is you're going to be moving slower, looking at details. And I'm not saying that you're not a detail-oriented person, but I feel like it's telling me that things are about to slow down and become clearer about what it is that is leaving your life, or if it's already left your life, why it did. We do have expect powerful change, new moon eclipse, and that's what we had. And oh no, we had a full moon, sorry. But it does say eclipse, and then we have the Pisces energy here. So let's find out what else is going on for you. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aries. Tell me more about Aries, please. We've got courage. So I think that you need to have the courage here. It says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. It feels like things are being slowed down for you, so you can go over some details of the reasons why things exited your life, or the reasons that things might need to exit your life. It feels like with courage that you have to have the courage to do it. But you know what? We're looking at a lot of violet energy, and so I feel like your third eye is either opening or open, because it never just slams all the way open. It's little by little. And I feel like you're finding the courage to get more balance in your life and release the things that you don't need under this full moon. And then we have forgiveness. Forgiving yourself, forgiving others. It says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So I feel like this full moon is a time for you to release any resentments, anything that you were sort of harboring, because even if you have resentment with one person, let's just pick somebody. Let's just say it was a person who used to be your bestie, who is no longer your bestie because of whatever they did to you that wasn't right. You know, even though you feel like you have just a block with that person, the reason you have a block with that person is because you have a block, period. It's going to show up in your workplace, in your relationships, your finances. It's going to show up everywhere. So I feel like it's really important for you to release and forgive under the full moon. I hope that you do that. We do have forgiveness. we have change. So this is a huge change here. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And look, everybody says that the fixed signs are the ones that are stubborn, but look, Aries, you can be stubborn as a bull. You can be someone who is as stubborn as a bull, and that's sort of a personality trait if that's a sun sign for you. If it's rising, it's a little bit different, but it says here, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement, and movement is causing change. So there is, when we're moving forward here, it's I want to say it's without progress, without change, we can't have progress, is what I wanted to say. And so I feel like prosperity lies ahead because I feel like you really are ready for change. And it says expect powerful change in forgiveness. So there's a lot of change going on here. Let's take a look at some tarot for you, Aries. Find out what else we need to know about Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Aries, if you are interested in joining us in the membership area, or if you are interested in until the end of the month, which is just another week or so, I have a sale on with the private reads. Look in the pinned comment for all of that. Tell me about Aries, please. Prosperity lies ahead. Tell me what the prosperity is for Aries, please. We have the Six of Swords. I kind of love that. We have the new moon in Taurus, and it says here that what you're letting go of are things that you can leave behind. You're leaving behind, Aries, anything that had put you into choppy waters. So things you were pushing against, I would say arguments or, disagreements or things that you know that pushing against those things is not really ever going to resolve anything. It's just going to allow for it to push back. And so tell me about courage. It says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Tell me about courage. We do have the Ace of Pentacles. So, sometimes people are scared of success. I don't think that you are, but I think that the Ace of Pentacles is telling me that you have to have the courage to begin new things, to start something new, something that's permanent. And so, the Ace of Pentacles is 3D stuff, right? So I feel like it's time to start something new and permanent that is going to grow into the future. Balance spirituality and practicality for Aries, please. We do have the Ace of Wands. So I like that. It's you're excited and creative and ready to bust out of the gate there, like the thoroughbred would do at the races, right? But it feels like you're ready to do it in a very grounded way. Balancing spirituality and practicality. Here's the practicality, right? And the full moon in Pisces is asking you to release anything that is not of a spiritual or practical sense, something that is anything that doesn't bring you happiness or spiritual connection or practical things. I feel like it's something that is not for you. I feel like you're off to the races with this, though, I want to say, because I did see the horses busting out of the gate there at the races in my head. Charlie showed me, I used to, as a child, go to the races with my grandpa, and I do... Yeah, that's what it is. I feel like this Ace of Wands is representing like boom, bursting out of the gates, but I feel like it's in a practical and spiritual sense. Tell me about forgiveness. It says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So what are you harboring resentment about? We've got the King of Swords. It could be something that someone said to you that was off color, or something that someone said to you that hurt your feelings. It feels like somebody said something that was very honest. Now, the King of Swords is somebody who must have justice always in all things, is very particular and specific about the way they say those things. But the King of Swords doesn't care if they hurt your feelings. So it feels like somebody said something to you that was harsh, because the King of Swords can be harsh with their honesty. And I don't think you liked it, or you felt like it hurt something within you. And I feel like you're harboring resentment against that now with somebody. It does feel like that. So the King of Swords is Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy. Very honest, truthful. And I feel like it was, something that somebody said that you didn't like. And you may have been right not to like it. I'm just saying. I feel like you want change with this. It does feel like this is creating a block for you. And it's creating a block in other things. Like it could even be blocking some of the third eye experiences that you could be having here. All right, let's talk about the Six of Swords. So it looks like you are going from the choppy waters to the calmer waters here. I feel you've decided you need movement. And I feel because you've moved, I think it's slow and steady wins the race, but I think that prosperity comes here. We do have Chariot. The Chariot energy is about victory, but it's also the quickest moving card in the deck. And I want to say that we've got a little bit of back and forth here. So we have a new moon in Taurus, which is telling you that slow and steady wins the race. But then we have the Chariot, which is you like, let's go. I don't want to wait. Like, it feels like I don't want to wait. I want to go right now. I want the victory right now. But I'm telling you that I feel like what is changing because of this eclipse energy is I feel like you go from just running at things, which is the Chariot. And I'm not saying you're doing it willy-nilly. I think that you do it with thought, right? But it feels like it's time for you to get out of the choppy waters. It's time for you to get to a place of confidence and stability and sort of happy flowing kind of energy rather than feeling these choppy waters here. We've got the Strength card. It's going to take some courage, right? Courage is here. And I feel like you've been holding yourself back from busting out of the gate for a while, that you knew that this change was needed, that you knew that you needed to move forward, and you needed to get out of the place that you were in because you weren't comfortable there. And I don't know why you were staying there. I think that you were trying to balance the situation. I feel like you were trying to balance the situation, but I feel like it's... yeah, it feels like it's a decision that you make at night or in the dark, I want to say, because I am looking at the moon here coming up behind the Chariot. We do have the Hierophant in the reverse. Look, for some of you, it could be that there's some sort of a commitment that I feel that you no longer feel is for you. It does feel like somebody here was trying to get balance of the mind because the Six of Swords, trying to balance my mind and be courageous enough to make the decision that's best for me. And the Hierophant in the reverse tells me that you are not a traditional person. That you are someone who thinks outside of the box, Aries. You are someone who is not following anyone else. You're on your own path. You're not following doctrines. You're not following what everyone else told you to do. You're someone who's non-traditional. When I see the Hierophant in the reverse, it's like the Hierophant is still a spiritual teacher, but they're teaching spiritual things, not religious things. They're teaching about, how to be the happiest you. They're not teaching about how to follow rules. I feel like you're a rule breaker. And so I feel like there's something here that's been holding you in one spot, and I feel like you're about to break the rules. So it feels like whatever rule you break, I feel works out in your benefit, because it does say that prosperity lies ahead. So I feel like you need to make some decisions and do the thing that you would do rather than the thing that somebody is impressing upon you. It almost feels like there's pressure for you to do something that someone else wanted you to do because you've been holding your opinion back. You've been holding back moving forward. And so I feel like you felt kind of stuck there. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles and courage. It's like the courage to begin again or start again. For some of you, if this Hierophant is in the reverse, it could mean that a relationship is no longer. It could mean that you're thinking about leaving a relationship, or that the relationship is done, or that you had the courage to end the relationship. And if that's the truth, then I feel like you were in choppy waters and it was time to go, and that prosperity lies ahead because you made this decision. So, beginning again, possibly having the courage to start over or begin again, or something, stabilizing yourself in the 3D world. We do have, I say stable, and the Four of Wands comes up. The Four of Wands is about stability in the home. It feels like somebody here is either purchasing a new home or selling a home, but I feel like it needs to be stable. It feels like somebody is, you're coming out of a time of instability here, and it could be in the home. And I don't mean that maybe you've lived there for 15 years, but maybe it's not been a stable place to live. Maybe you're not really wanting to stay there. Possibly it's time to sell it. If you do, I feel like the Ace of Pentacles tells me that you'll get abundance. Like, I feel like it will sell for what it's supposed to sell for. Got to have the courage. Oh, look at that. To take a leap of faith. Very interesting. The Fool shows up here. We do have the Wheel of Fortune. What's going on here for you, Aries? Jeez. That's a lot of big energy. I feel it right in the chest here. It feels like somebody's about to take the biggest leap of faith of their life. Like it feels like somebody has been stuck for a really long time. And it feels like this, yeah, that's what this moon was about, right? It's about if you've been feeling stuck, I feel like you are shaking yourself free in the next little while here. Now listen, just because things didn't happen immediately or eclipsed it or released it because it didn't happen when the full moon was going on, doesn't mean that this is not going to be residual energy. We always get residual energy from a major placement like that or a major astrological event, right? So I feel like with the Ace of Pentacles, I feel as though you are finding the courage to change things. We've got change, and we've got courage here. Finding the strength to look at fear with confidence. I feel like your fear is going out on your own or being starting over again, possibly with a new idea, a new home, a new place to live. We've got the Four of Wands here. Stability is yours if you want to create it. And I feel like the Ace of Pentacles is telling me that you're in this creative energy of wanting to expand on something. The Fool tells me that you are taking some sort of a leap of faith. The leap of faith that the Fool is taking is within the Four of Wands. So it does really feel like somebody here might be selling a house and moving to somewhere new. If it's not for you, don't take it. But I feel like you need to have the courage for change, because it feels like somebody here has been waiting to change. The Wheel of Fortune is definitely that. The wheel of change is here for you. And it's about damn time, right? Lizzo said it, right? It's about damn time. It feels like you needed movement, you needed to move forward, and you needed change. And maybe you're not a fan of change. I don't know what your moon and your rising and your sun is. But I feel like somebody here is having a hard time making change, because this is all of the fixed signs, right? Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, but also Sagittarius. It's like I'm holding back, but I want to burst forward through the gate. So I feel like you have to have the courage to be able to make some really important and effective change here. Takes us to the Ace of Wands, and this is creative new beginnings, right? So we have stable and creative and exciting. Like everything seems like brand new things are going to be coming up in the next little bit for you, and it's going to be very exciting. This particular read is for the week ahead, so I feel like for some of you, you might be making a decision. I see the Ace of Pentacles as the universe coming to you and saying, do you want it or not? So I feel like you're going to be making some sort of a decision for big change, some sort of decision to have a new beginning here. Tell me about the Ace of Wands. We do have the Seven of Wands. We have the Justice card. Interesting. You've got justice if you stand up for yourself, Aries. It does feel very empowering, I'm just going to say. Somebody's got themselves in a balanced situation. We've got justice, and it says here balancing practicality and spirituality. I feel like justice is telling me that when you stand up for yourself, everything comes into balance here. It's time for some sort of a new beginning. It feels like somebody here does want to reach out to someone, or maybe things are just going to start speeding up for you. But we've got the Seven of Wands, which tells me I feel like there's a lot of Badinskis in your life. I'm going to say there's a lot of people here who are trying to tell you what to do and when to do it. You can see all the wands that are pointed at this person, but what they don't realize, Aries, is you're the person who's got your own bow loaded. Like it's like I'm good. I'm standing on my own. I'm standing up for myself. 7 and 1 is 8. That's 8 of Wands. That's either moving forward quickly or possibly communication, reaching out to somebody. But it feels like whatever you're doing is bringing you into this place of justice or balance, or something you should have done all along. Like that's what it feels like. I should have done this way before now. Bringing things back into balance by telling the truth, making something right. So if you're the person who wants to reach out to someone, because that's kind of what this energy is about, releasing it. I want to release, I want to forgive, right? So somebody here is feeling like they need to release or forgive somebody. Now would be the time to do it. The Nine of Pentacles is here. I feel like the confidence is what I'm seeing here, that you're in a place in your life where you've got stability, confidence in the 3D. So not only just money, but I think your home, where you're living, like you're making really good strategic, practical decisions. And that's why it's saying here to the combination of spirituality and practicality is magic. I feel like you're about to do something. Reach out to somebody, possibly this person that maybe you stopped speaking with because they said something that was out of line, and you just decided to just not say anything about it because you didn't want to fight. But it does feel like somebody here either hurt your feelings or said something or did something that was out of line. And I feel like there is a block between you and them, but I feel like that's not the only place you're experiencing a block. And that's why all of these change, right? There must be change. That's the clear message here for you today. Tell me about the King of Swords. We've got the Page of Swords. We've got the Three of Cups. And we've got the Six of Pentacles. Aries, I feel like that's what's going on here. And it doesn't have to be in the week ahead, but I think in the week ahead, at least you're thinking about it. The King of Swords is whoever the King of Swords is to you. Could be a father, a friend, a brother, a sister. Could be a somebody that you used to be a friend with and are no longer friends with. But we have the Page of Swords. It tells me that you've learned a lesson. The Page of Swords is actually looking back at everything here. And it feels like you've changed your mind, right? You've changed your mind. You've become very practical with the way that you're thinking about things. It tells me here that you've learned something because the Page of Swords is the student. And when the student is ready, the teacher appears. The Hierophant is here. So it feels like you've learned a lesson about how to be you, how to be yourself, how to be, how Aries is rather than how everybody expects Aries to be. I also think that the Page of Swords is telling me that you've been looking in on the King of Swords. Whoever this person was, no matter what their sign is, they don't have to be an air sign. No matter what their sign is, I think they had a bit of a sharp tongue with you. And I think that you taught them a lesson by silencing them, by not speaking with them. I think you thought you were teaching them a lesson by doing that. But I think it just created a block for you, to be honest. So we do have the Page of Swords. I feel like you're looking at this person probably online or in the neighborhood or whatever, wondering when the best time would be to come forward, because I feel like you do want to have some sort of a reunion. I feel like you want to ask this person, look, can we meet somewhere? Can we see each other? And I don't feel like it doesn't feel romantic to me. It feels like it's a friend or a member of the family or something like that. It's like you don't like being disconnected from this person, and time has passed and now you've learned things, right? You have a different outlook, and I feel like you're ready to give somebody some reciprocity here. So there is change. Expect powerful change. There is a lot of change coming here, and I feel it's because somebody that you are no longer speaking with, it's time for you to speak with that person again. It's going to remove a block, and it's going to allow the Wheel of Fortune to move forward for you. And I feel like just because you stood up and asked for justice, that once you balance your practicality and spirituality here, you're on your way. You're on this new path here. And I feel like part of it is, the change, that you understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And I feel like you've been sort of stuck in some sort of immovable kind of energy for a little bit here. Step out of your comfort zone, my friend. North Node. I don't know if your North Node is in Aries. You might want to check. But step out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone may be that when somebody does you wrong, that you nothing them, that you don't talk to them, that you don't reach out to them later on. It's time for you to step out of the comfort zone. I've got the Page of Pentacles. Look, even if it's just, can we have a coffee? Can we meet at the park? Whatever it is, I feel like whatever is it is, be patient with yourself and make sure you're making the right decision. But there's two pentacles here. You are about to make a decision, right? For something new to happen here. Good news is coming. Something, you might surprise yourself that you make this decision. You might say, Elsie, you're full of it. I don't do that thing, because you're more of an earth sign than you realize. And I think that you're wrong. I'm just going to say, I'm standing by it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, Aries. I'm going to go for now. Take care, my friend, and thank you so much for coming here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'll be back because I'm always back. Take care. Bye-bye.